Hi guys, Ice Valkyrie here. So, I just finished watching Cosplay Millie. It's a new TV show about cosplayers who are competing with each other to win a prize of, I believe it was $10,000. So I'm just gonna make a little disclaimer here right now. This vlog is about just my opinions, my personal views. I'm no way a professional cosplayer in any way. I'm just a regular person who just enjoys doing costuming. And yeah, so I'm just gonna express my opinions about the actual first episode that I watched that was displayed maybe like a few days ago. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting. It was very different in the take of being able to see the processes that people actually used in order to create these things. I definitely did notice that there was a different range of the skills of these costumers, or these cosplayers, sorry. And it really did affect some of the outcomes in the actual show, in the competition itself, which was kind of a little bit skewed because, like, I'm not here to bash or to criticize or anything like that. But it's just, I noticed a few things that were done, which was kind of weird because of the fact that there was different leveling of skills of the different costumers, as well as the experience or the way of creativity, sorry, because cosplayers have different sets of creativity. They have different ways of making things, they have different ways of going about stuff, and after watching this episode, I just felt like that was, like, it definitely was challenged, but it was also kind of critiqued in a way that I guess is like not used to, and like the way to express that, or the way that I felt about that, was kind of it's kind of two-sided. In a way, it was a good way to find out, like, oh, like, there's better ways of doing things, but then there's also the other way where it's like, oh, this person's opinion is kind of like really like higher than mine. And like, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I felt that the first person who was eliminated was this girl who made, I don't know, I can't remember her name, but anyways, she made like just a helmet piece. And I noticed the technique that she was using was pretty much like what every other cosplayer is, I guess, exposed to. And like, I don't want to say it's a basic technique or a way of doing things, but I've noticed that a lot of professional cosplayers use this kind of technique before, and it's worked for them. I mean, it's just a matter, like, of having that string attachment in the back, which was kind of like, it was a sort of, I don't want to say like half-assed, but it really was like a fast way to do it. But I don't know what the expectations of the show were supposed to be, other than it was a competition and they're only going to be competing to win a prize money. I don't know if it was ever outlined that there had to be something more. Like, I mean, I don't think that they were told that, oh, well, later on we're gonna have you become this ultimate costumer, or you're gonna be doing costumes for like TV or movies. It's not like Face Off. It was like, it kind of presented itself like it was a Face Off show, but then they're not really expected to do these things later on. Like, I don't know, like, if there's anything more to add to that. And this is why I kind of felt like it was a little bit harsh, but then at the same time, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, you're expected to maybe do a little bit further or a little bit more to impress the judges. But the ruling of the range of judges was kind of the reason why like the decision was basically made. Like, let's just talk about the judges for a second. There's 3 different types of judges that were there. In my opinion, like, you have the professional costumer who does it for a living, he has, I don't know how many like different success stories, I guess, with that, with the TV and movies and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. And then you have an actress who's been involved in several productions, and she's a professional for her acting skills. And then you have a cosplayer, a professional cosplayer, who is more professional in modeling and her skills as a cosplayer. So, like, there's a huge, like, difference of opinion when it comes to actually, like, looking at whatever the competitor's pieces. And I felt that, like, it was very harsh when it came to the professional costumer, because he's probably used to seeing, like, 100% perfect, like, costume, props, whatever, on sets and stuff like that. And for him to say, like, it's an incomplete piece, he's entirely correct. It was an incomplete piece. But from, like, a cosplayer's perspective, we don't really necessarily look into too much of, like, over detailing things. Like, I mean, we don't go too out of the way. We want to feel comfortable in our pieces, right? So for that, like, we can get away with a lot of things when it comes to photo manipulation and whatnot. So a lot of professional costumers even have these same attachment pieces when it comes to just using the lace and whatever for armor pieces. And it's usually covered by something else, like wigs, or, like, I don't know, headpieces or something like that. Or even if it's another armor piece, there's always something that's either covering it, or there's the fact that it's not covered. But when it comes to taking a photo of this person, you're going to take it from the front view, you're not going to show what's in the back. So that's, like, the kind of point that I'm trying to get to, is that it as much as it would work for like, displaying it from a front side view, it wouldn't work for a backside view. So it kind of, like, that's kind of the reason why she got eliminated the first time. So my opinion of that was just, like, from a cosplayer's perspective, it was what we would do normally, but from a competitive perspective, it's, like, kind of like the face-off, where you have to complete everything in order to show it off. But then I really kind of don't see the point of doing it either, like, in a full effect, because of the fact that it doesn't really amount to anything. And it is just a competition of showing your skills off. If it looks good, that's the whole point of the competition. If it looks good, and if it, like, if you're able to move it in and all kind of stuff like that. I'm not really seeing the angle from the costumer's perspective, where it has to be completely complete, you know what I mean? It's just, like, it's kind of a weird two-sided thing. And like I said, again, it's like I'm going back and forth, because, like, I agree with him, but then I disagree with, like, the fact that, like, from a cosplayer's perspective, it's not really, it's it doesn't necessarily need to be perfect, you know? So anyways, that was just one of my things that I saw about that. And it's unfortunate for her, because, like, I would have probably wanted to see the outcome of what her, like, the rest of the process would have been. As for the rest of the competitors, though, too, they had a very different wide range. And what's something that bugged me was the fact that it mostly consisted of prop work, and it wasn't actually, there was no focus on the sewing aspect of it. And cosplaying itself is maybe about, like, and don't quote me on this, because, like I said, I already said this already, I'm not a professional at all, but most of the projects in cosplay, it's about maybe 80 to 90% sewing work. But it really, like I said, it really depends on what the project type is. And in this case, for this first episode, it just went full on prop armor work, which is maybe the more popular perspective in today's date. Like, I mean, most of the costuming that people are doing these days are incredible armor pieces and prop works. but we need to see the other side of things. We need to see the actual costuming that goes into the cosplay. So I was glad that they kind of added a small segment of one of the older gentlemen that was taking part, because he actually showed that like he wanted to add that element of sewing in there, but then again he was denied when it came to his presentation. They kind of questioned the fact like why was this added. So like that was kind of a throwback. It's like, why not? Like, why shouldn't he have this? Of course it's maybe taking away from the armor piece, but this competition isn't really set to just armor. It's like the whole theme that they were going for was like a space opera. That shouldn't have like an effect on like just armor or props, you know what I mean? Like space opera also have the costuming parts too, but I don't know. It was really weird for me to see that. It was like, oh, everything's about props and stuff like that, but no, it's not just about props. So I'm hoping maybe in the further episodes that they're gonna maybe have that included, more of the actual sewing process that goes into it, because I mean that is, like I said, it's more 80-90% of most costumes that you see from people that goes into it, along with like the accessories and prop pieces and armor pieces, depending on, like I said, the character. But I guess mainly most of the competitors, like for that one episode, just decided to go that route and have I guess a shorter time to actually make things, so they went towards making armor because it took less time. But then there are some people who are capable of completing sewing costumes, excuse me, that like, I don't know, it's kind of weird for me to see that. So I don't know what to expect, to be honest, but this is just from like my perspective, what I saw. I thought it was honestly really good. So like I don't know, I don't have any other complaints aside from the ones that I just described. But I mean, it's just really weird because of the fact that it doesn't have too much of a base as to like what everybody's expectations of. Like it definitely is skewed because of the fact that there's 3 different types of judges, like I said, and not everybody has the same opinion or the same experience as the other, and they all have different expectations. So it's kind of weird in the sense that they're not all gonna agree with each other for everything, because they have different backgrounds, and there isn't really a set ruling of this is what we're looking for, because it, like I said, it doesn't amount to anything. I mean, they're only there just to win the prize. It's not like they're gonna be going on a TV show or a movie production afterwards or later on. But like I said, I have no idea if that's going to happen for them. Because as much as cosplaying is just technically a hobby for some people, whereas other people, they want to have a business made out of it. But these competitors don't really seem to be so like professionally inclined to take it further as their main profession, because I mean, they'll have regular jobs like I do. I have a regular job, and this is just a hobby for me. So it's just really different and really weird, the expectations that are being made out of some of the people, like some of the judges that are on that show. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all for fun, I guess, and it's all for trying out things and I don't know, getting that set of bragging rights, just like as if you were going into a masquerade, you know. It's the same kind of standard set, and you know what? Like, I thought it was really cool that the guy who did the Star Wars, was it Star Wars? Yeah, the Star Wars piece won, because he really put so much effort, and like that sense of accomplishment at the end when he was tearing up and he was crying, I just knew it. I was like, this guy deserves it. He, like, his backstory when they told him is like, oh, he got picked on as a kid and stuff like that. But you know what? Like, there's so many people that are like that and have gone through that same thing. And just being able to be recognized for just putting your entire blood, guts, and tears into something, and showing people that you have something that you like doing, and being able to show it to somebody, just feeling that sense of accomplishment and being recognized for it is just incredible. And that's one of the points that I want to bring up, because of the fact that this show is actually recognizing that for some of the people that are in there. And I mean, it really did come down to the wire between both the girl, the cop, and the Star Wars guy, and they did really both incredible jobs. And so did the Star Trek guy. I mean, like, I give him props because of the fact that he took his passion and he just went with it. And I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, like, cosplaying is just for fun and being able to embody the character or just dress up as the character that we want to portray, right? So yeah, anyways, that's just my thoughts about this, the first episode for this show. It was definitely a different season or a series that they're going to be doing, and yeah, I'm just rambling now, but no, I hope you guys check it out. Let me know your opinions anyways in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. I just, like, I don't know, this is just my first thoughts about things. You guys definitely can let me know what you think about it. You can also disagree with some of the stuff that I said about it, which is fully your opinions as well. I'm open to anybody's opinion about this. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Anyways, my name's Ice Valkyrie. I'll see you guys in the next episode, or next vlog, hopefully. Anyways, take care.